Breath of Life is now the most significant skill in the game, just like we said it would be. This is really interesting. I want to hit the Fae channel first. There are a few pieces that I want to get to. We're going to hop through it because there is a ton to go over tonight. First off, we get new characters, including Dear Boy. We finally have him. Here he is. We've been waiting. He has a name, but I can't pronounce it very well. All right, moving on. Their quests, they give you 3 orbs, and that's it. This is interesting though. Now, this is double a hero rises. All of the bottom tier units for the A Hero Rises get on a single banner, which means that for the first time, Edelgard is on an A Hero Rises banner. So check that out. These are good. This is a good banner. There are a lot of other things. If these are one of your merge projects, then definitely do this. If these are not your merge projects, don't do this. Also, tickets are always nice, but we prefer orbs. This new game mode. And okay, this is interesting. This is a way to play your game with other folks' units, which is very good for new players. New players don't have built up accounts or anything like that. Even casuals, they get to use other people's built up units and try them out. That's fun. I mean, that is, this is good. In the realm of game modes, and if I were to rank this, it would be on the higher end, more towards Seer Snare. It's more fun, more casual. It is not frontline phalanx, which is good. We like that. But I think this is going to be a good time. I want to know how easy it is to get your friends on your list to play with you, because I think that would be a lot of fun. I also want to know the difficulty. I'm hoping that it scales with the level of unit that you bring, which means that it could get harder as you bring more difficult units. I don't imagine it to be incredibly hard though. That's just a guess. I don't think they're gonna do that to us. So is this gonna be the mode that breaks open Fae and brings back the masses? No. Is this going to be a fun thing for folks to do? Absolutely. I think it will be that. So in summation, we got the new trailer, which honestly looks really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I was a little disappointed with the April Fool's portion, and I feel like this comes back up to their standards. And of course in that we got Dear Boy, which is the highlight. Everyone was waiting for him, and I think we're going to get him in the next story chapter. We've got the daily revivals, which are fun. You can summon every day and they're nice. The double A Hero Rises and tickets is a lot of fun, and I think a lot of folks are really going to enjoy that. It's good that they brought that, and I think it smooths over a lot of bad feelings that A Hero Rises brought. We've also got United Warfront, which I talked about is good, and we got 3 orbs. Let's go over the trailer. We're to the trailer, and we're going to talk about the most awaited unit in all of Fae, Edward. We've all been waiting for this boy. All right, let's talk about Khalidbolg. This is slaying. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants Omni plus X to unit. X equals 25% of foe's attack at start of combat, -4. So that's max of 14, min of 5. It's a good amount of stats. Neutralizes effects that inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit, and reduces the percent of foes non-special reduced damage by X% seals by 50%. So we have half tempo and we have damage piercing. That's excellent. Also grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before foe's first attack during combat. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, reduces damage from foes' attacks by Y. That is flat during combat. When foe's attack triggers foe special, that's 16 off the top there. When foe's attack does not trigger special, that's 8. That's really good to have flat damage mixed with the other damage reduction. This is excellent. This is excluding AoEs, and unit's next attack deals damage equals total damage reduced from foe's first attack. So that whole vengeance thing, which is, okay, this is nice. We've got godlike reflexes, we've got buffer 4. We've seen units like him before though, and I do like the mix. I think this is going to be a decent Omni tank. Buffer 4 is okay. We all know that Lagu's Friend 4 is better though. Breath of Life 4. I mean, this is it. Like, this is what we've been waiting for so long. I want you... This is like Ike's best friend right here. For allies within 2 spaces of unit, restores X HP to that ally as their combat begins. Triggers after effects that deal damage as combat begins. This is the so hard counter for burn damage right here. Like, this is all out. There's more to this. I'm going to read you the quick summary that Ilialator wrote for me here. This is, either you get 25% of max HP plus difference between defensive stats times 4 if your defense is higher, or 20% of your max HP, or 40% of your max HP plus the damage dealt to you from burn damage that combat. That is a much easier way to read that. So, you're going to benefit from this from most units. Most nukes right now are either stacking attack, speed, or res. Very few of them stack defense. Most of the time your Omni tank is going to have more defense than them. The other thing is, this is nice to have on a support unit that's 2 spaces away from your tank. So you don't actually have to run it on your tank, which is amazing. But wait, there's more. It also grants 50% reduction to deep wounds, which, if you've noticed, is everywhere because everyone is trying to take out Ike. He's going to be even harder to take out now. So this is really good. This is, if you are a tank aficionado, and I know most of you are, Gale Force is a lot of fun, but it's kind of niche. This is a must-have skill. You are pulling for this skill. You are putting it on whatever fodder replicator you have and giving it to as many units as you can to support your team. This is critical. I mean, I can't say enough how good this skill is. I am both happy and sad. I think this is good that we get burn damage kind of reined in. I'm worried, and I haven't crunched the numbers here, how much this is versus how much LYON is going to do. We'll see. These things are complicated, and I want to look at it more, but I don't like hard counters, but I do like them versus Duo LYON. I don't know, guys. Anyway, this is interesting. Makes Ike even harder to kill, though. Next up, we have our demote, and this is Leonardo. Have I mentioned that Radiant Dawn is here and this is just going to absolutely destroy Oblivion's account again? So, Leonardo is smacking people with doubler bow. This is nothing really to write home about. Actually, none of this is particularly novel. Attack res finish in the main pool. Like, let's not overlook that. That's very good. Remember, this is a new hero. We do get attack res finish 3 in the standard pool, which is great. Double blow plus. Okay, at start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack res to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants Omni plus X to unit during combat. X equals 4 plus highest bonus on each stat between unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit. So it's the bonus doubler. This is nice. It's a decent bow. In general, you're going to want the arcane ones or maybe even the brave ones more, but this is not bad. Let's move on though. Oh man. Okay. Rearmed dagger. And this is an interesting one. Okay, so we've got Sothe here. He looks great because Sothe generally does. I mean, he kind of looks amazing. Arcane Tempest. This is all about special spamming here. You get the slaying ability. At start of turn, if special cooldown count is at its maximum, grants. This is times pulse. Like, you get another cooldown, which is great. You get two cooldown right off the top. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants Omni plus X to unit. X equals 25% of foe's attack. At start of combat, -4, min 5, max 14. Again, that is a lot of stats. Reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%, and that includes brave. And also, if you get the conditional null follow-up. So this is the speedy dagger. This is speedy and special spamming. It's a good mix. It's a tried and true formula. You add in a lot of stats, and this is very, very nice on a lot of daggers that you've been waiting for, whereas the other dagger was more for slower units. So it's nice that we have this, and we have a lot of speedy daggers that are going to enjoy this. Bane is fascinating. So what we've got here is treats foes defense res stats as if reduced by 40% when special triggers. When special triggers neutralizes foes, reduce damage by X%. So this is piercing. And also, if damage dealt prior to damage reduction is less than foe's HP minus 1, so they didn't die, sets damage before damage reduction as foe's HP minus 1. They go down to 1 health. So this is when special triggers, either the unit dies or their HP goes down to minus 1. That's really neat. So to finish it up, if unit or foe special is ready or triggered before or during this combat, reduces damage from foe's next attack by 30%. Let's remember that they've been handing out Scowl like it's candy, and that is definitely a way to stop Bane from going off at all. So there is that. Other than that, though, this is a very interesting unit that I want to get to play with. I hope I'm able to. I don't know if this one's going to be the priority because Breath of Life and we have limited orbs and they just keep on putting out dumb things. But this is a fascinating unit, particularly on Aether Raid's defense right now. Being able to take a unit down to 1 HP is very, very good. So we'll see how this works in practice. I'm very high on this unit right now, though, I'll tell you that. Finishing out his kit, though, we move on. Attack speed finish 4, potent disarm 4. We've talked a lot about potent, and potent is more neat than it is good. So keep that in mind, but I mean, inflicts speed defense minus 4 on foe during combat, and you've got the potent portion of this, where if you've got enough speed, you get 3 attacks. If you don't, you get 2. This is a nice skill. Like, I like it. The problem is the reduction of your damage, where it's X equals 80 versus X equals 40. You get a significant reduction to that for that additional hit. That can be okay if you're triggering a special of some kind. The neat thing about this is you also get the disarm effect, which is nice, and you get the added bonus to any of the hex traps. So this is good. It's good. Daggers right now are not in the best place. Yeah, there are too many other things going on. They've never been power units. They always needed something like lethality to come along, or in this case, Bane. But if you're talking about giving this to other units, then it's a problem. Last we have attack speed pledge, and attack speed pledge is good. Like this is a solid unit, and I like this unit as a nuke a lot. I'm not sure potent is going to be the skill that you keep on him, though. And next we have KCB's favorite moment right now. We have Micaiah, and his orb stash is just dying right now. She's a green flyer, which no one is surprised about that. She has a lot of interesting things with her. You can see her healing at the beginning of that turn, which is nice. And we're going to see her attack Black Knight, of course. We've got Silver of Dawn. So we've got effective against Cav and armored. Great. We've got slang. You've got warping, which is nice, or guidance 4 rather. And that is really nice. And that is an omni guidance where any unit can do that, including cavalry, which is great to have on your team. At the start of enemy phase, restores 10 HP to unit and allies within 2 spaces. After a start a turn effects trigger on enemy phase, converts penalties on unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit into bonuses, and also neutralizes 2 penalty effects on unit, excluding stat penalties. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, inflicts attack res minus 6 on foe, inflicts penalty on foe's attack res during combat equals 20% of unit's res at start of combat. neutralizes foes' bonuses to attack and res. This is a lot of stuff on attack and res. And unit deals plus X damage during combat. X equals number of allies within 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 5, max of 15. So, I mean, this is really nice. You've got a huge amount of daunts. You've got lulls. You've got buffs. The thing that I originally read this and I thought this was the most broken unit ever. And the penalty portion is only for her. I thought that was on the units within 2 spaces, and it's not. That makes this less good. I would have liked to seen it on the units around her, but maybe that's just too broken and they don't want to nerf bonuses more than they already have. Okay, so Maiden Solace. We've seen this kind of skill before. Actually, we've seen this exact skill before. Converts penalties on target into bonuses and then neutralizes any penalty that remains. Restores HP to target equals unit's current HP minus 1. This is good stuff. It's not amazing, but it is good. Fire Fluid Boost is nice. And what else do we have here? Moving on, we have Yoon's Protection and a new Attuned skill. Yoon's Protection is just like debuff the foe as much as you possibly can. At start of combat, if any foes have the highest attack speed, defense, or res on the enemy team, inflicts exposure and discord on those foes and inflicts -7 on the corresponding stats of those foes and foes within 2 spaces of those foes through the next action. Whew. This stuff gets harder and harder to read. Okay, so we've got debuffs, we've got discord, we've got exposure. We've also got if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack res -5 on foe. It's a lot of daunts this unit is giving out. Inflicts penalty on foes attack res equals highest penalty on each stat between target and foes within 2 spaces of target, and reduces the percentage of foes non-special reduced damage by X% skills by 50% during combat. This unit's going to be beefier than you think she is all that I'm saying. There are so many daunts, I have not added them up, but think in the realm of Gateau. Gateau is deceptively bulky and has a really hard... people have a hard time killing that unit. This is going to be much like that. That is a lot of daunts going on. Attack Res Crux is amazing. I love the Crux skills, and they are excellent for supporting both enemy phase and player phase teams for slower units, which we have a lot more of right now recently. But the guaranteed follow-up is better than you think it is, because no follow-up, full no follow-up, isn't as present in the meta right now. Far Trace Echo is neat. I like it. I don't love it. Do I like it better than Deathblow Echo? Absolutely. I think this is neat to have in an Echo skill, but this is not like I'm going out right now and I'm getting that skill. It's not that one, but it's good. It's a good skill. Okay. I've been trying to rush us to the tier list because I know you guys want to get to that. And this is obviously Edward.
But I'm begging you.
I mean, if you count in the Breath of Life effect, this is definitely him, right? But if we're looking realistically, it looks more like this. And again, I think he's going to be good. I still have units like Lagoose Friend 4 Dimitri. It works so well with him. And I still am very high on Altina. And I've gone ahead and put Ike just a tier above everyone else because I think that's where he is. Summoners, this hasn't changed a whole lot. And I don't know that Breath of Life 4 will change that overall. I think just all of these units get a boost. So this is interesting though, and I think a lot more Omni tanks are usable, and I would like to see more diversity in the meta now than just Ike. I also feel terrible for my defense, which is just about to get demolished by so many Breath of Life 4 Ikes that just destroy everything. Okay. It's possible that I am too high on Sothe. If you're looking at him in terms of like a summoner duels, I don't think this is a great unit. In summoner duels, you don't want to have to take more than one action to take someone out. And I think that's more of Sothe's role, is to chip someone all the way down and then for someone else to come finish them off. Summoner duels is not that mode. Aether Raid's defense right now has to be that mode. Those units are so bulky that's just the way it has to go. Now, The question is, are you able to put Fatal Smoke 4 on him and take enough off of the top of Ike so that someone else can come in and finish him, even with Breath of Life 4 being supported there and, half of that deep wounds effect being gone? I think he might give you the best chance right now because we have so many things that stop AoEs that a green is, we'll see. I haven't redone this in light of Breath of Life 4, and I'd prefer to wait and see how it goes. So probably next time I'll redo this. We'll see how LYON and how a green fares through that. But yeah, I think in general, I think Sothe is up there and is a very good unit. I could be wrong, maybe Bane is just too gimmicky, but be on the lookout for it. I like it a lot. Now, if we're looking at him as a fodder factory, I'm less of a fan. I don't love his fodder, like it's not completely unique. I don't know that giving it away to other daggers is particularly great right now. Most of the time you want your daggers to be either flyer or cavalry just for the extra range. You don't really have a whole lot of infantry, and so there's a lot of unique things that you can get on him that you can't necessarily give to your other dagger units that you'd like to. He comes in an awkward spot. That's really what it comes down to. I think he's excellent as a one-off, as the last slide showed. I think he is not a great merged up fodder factory, although every fodder factory is good and you can definitely make them work. For Micaiah, I do think she's gonna be bulky, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. You get into this weird spot where do I put her? I think her mobility is amazing, to be frank, and I think that's gonna be a fun thing to play with. I don't know that it's particularly going to be meta shaping. I do think in the right hands, she's going to be an incredibly fun unit, and I think she is someone to watch. Last but not least, we have the fodder factories for her, and I've got her below Hortensia. I like her as a fodder factory. I like flyers in general because they have so many skills. I like the fodder she comes with. Again, that crux and then the trace X skill is excellent. I don't like her as much as Hortensia, and while I think her fodder's better, I guess I'm kind of, she's right in that range. Like probably depending on your needs, you would have Hortensia or Micaiah first. Like that would swap in and out. But this is a really good unit. If you're interested in other aspects of the meta, I just put out a meta report. Definitely go check that out. Members, you are amazing. Take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.